0.97 seconds. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's begin with you, Kujo. Thank you so much for joining us here.
It's always an honor and it's a pleasure.
Please quote.
Something about wearing a
Yeah,
white
why the tradition of
into
Ken
the
Ofuriata,
Liverpool
isn't it?
training
Yeah,
jersey. We are
yeah.
training for third April.
I hear. We
There
hear
you
you.
go.
We hear you. Let's see how that goes in collaboration with us and a few of the other collaborators. The first race go-kart competition to make the fans have a feel of what a big start for Hamilton. I saw a video.
Yeah.
I saw a creative piece online.
Online. This season promises to be another very weird, interesting one, and again, it's a pity that fans Premiership. I think for the FA Cup semi-final, they are going to allow about 4,000 fans in there. Exciting season. So now free practice one, free practice two. We all know what has been happening. Red Bull has been, well, Red Bull has not during testing, during free practice, during building the cars.
So
Honestly speaking, I'm a Meg fan. I've been a Meg fan from since in Bas,
okay.
at least at Bahrain. I think Verstappen will carry his dominance in practice. Qualifiers had already happened before coming here, but I think Verstappen may carry his dominance into the race on Sunday. So who was 15th? Was just 1 second. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just
Wow.
1 second between the first and the 15th. It tells seconds. That's how close it's going to be. But even Luis Mercedes is not in its greatest shape. Bottas has complained about how stable the car is going to be. Lewis did say stability was going to be their problem. So, ourselves just to Bahrain, I think it's going to be Verstappen. Hamilton is good so far. So this they also stand a chance. I think Bahrain will be interesting.
Races are coming up in the during the season, and trust us to bring you all of the highlight one right here. Okay, so talking about speed, let's keep it right there. So last night I was monitoring what was going on, around the space, and it just happens that after 22 years, sprinter Benjamin Azamati ran 9.97. Does that ring any bell? He ran 9.97 seconds on Friday in Texas to chalk the feet, and is doing so. By doing so, has qualified. It's how the conversation went.
Way with this heat from Ghana. It's Azamati winning the heat easily. 9.99, but you got to wait. This is how we discovered Trayvon Bromell way back in 2013.
Azamati, Benjamin Azamati, just a freshman.
Wow.
I feel proud of myself, to come out here and then, run such a good time. So I'm actually proud of myself.
You've been talking about for some years now, making it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Before the race, what was going through your mind?
Practice, so, coming out here, I thought I could run a 10-0. I mean, that was what my coach and I saw the first heat. I was like, damn, a guy ran like 10.03, and I was like, that's too fast. I didn't know I was going in there to run in a good time here. So I just, just had my plan to go into the. I mean, it didn't feel like a 9 to me because that was the first time. I was like, I thought.
So Accra no get athletic
I look
over.
on the box, around 10-0, and then to finally run and then see a 9.97, I had to be proud of myself.
So
when I saw 9.99, I was happy with that. I mean, I was not even thinking of the Ghanaian record. People who were running the 10-0s had 4.5 wind. So it was very, very windy. So when I saw the 9.99, I was very, very happy because I knew I had qualified for Olympic Games. So
Mills has been coaching you guys, and I remember speaking to you at the 2019 Athletics Championship when he was there, and he too.
I mean, looking at my times in the 60 meters, I mean, I knew I had a chance to, run a 90, so run 10-1, 10-0 or something. But then to go out there and then run that time, I think is good. But I think Joe and here look good. I mean, everyone is prepared and all that. So I'll be very, very happy to, see Joe run and
buzz everywhere. People definitely calling you. I was screaming in the office with guys, but
people calling me, I get people texting me and all that. So I'm taking it cool. I'm replying to everybody. I mean, when I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna talk to you in my free time and all that. So I'm handling it cool. There's no pressure. I mean, that's how.
Have you received the phone calls from your parents, your mom? Yet?
Yeah, I had my dad text me before I went.
Wow.
He was looking forward.
Wow. We're going to hear more of this conversation on all of our platforms, but just go on the sports page of myjoyonline.com. Get commentary, sports review on Joy News, and now I pulled him to come. So the Fire Babies will be coming in soon. Yeah. Good speed, as I mentioned, and we're still celebrating the achievements of Benjamin Azamati, who's now duly qualified for. So let's put this in context. Now, George Addo Jr. is one person who's also been covering and joining us as the director of sport at the University of Ghana, the director in charge of the sports directorate of the University of Events. George, no surprise, is it?
Yeah, you see, no surprise. One sub-10s and go to the Olympics and continue to break the records. I think the big surprise for us, Nat, is that it's happened a bit early. T20, 10.60 seconds, 100 meters. Then he moved into Texas. He was 2-0. Then you realize that, okay, this man is almost covering, 10 meters. Is such a big feather in his cap and an indication of who discovered him from football, put him in there. All the process he went through the University of Ghana. And that and for most of us, we thought the sub-10 was going to be Joe Paul, who was already doing 10.00 and already qualified for the Olympic. He was in charge of the team. And I asked him the question, are you sure these boys are not going to break a record? Look, Joe Paul first, but he's done a fantastic job, Azamati. And today, with
difficulties that they have had, the challenges that they've had, and the kind of advocacy that we structures right and push and go. And one man who's very passionate about putting the structures, who is in charge of the sports directorate at the University of Ghana. He joins us.
Solid.
Hello. To re-establish contact with him here on the phone lines, but I don't know what you also about infrastructure, which off air, yeah.
Congratulations. Out of football into athletics. Back in the day, in our day, when the Miles Mills and the chorus, dare say there is no tartan track worth its salt in the Greater Accra region. I stand corrected. Don't point me to. It's good for what?
For training, yeah.
What is good for competition then?
Well.
So what is good for competition? If it's good for training, what is good for... I went to St. Peter's for O-level. I did Accra 6 form. So let's talk about Accra more.
Yeah.
But still, Kateko.
Yeah, Kateko, I remember.
We had WAS, athletic talent in Greater Accra region, where to be a pure football stadium. Yeah, we do see pure football stadiums across the world. No big deal. Sports, short putt, javelin, discus, high jump, long jump, pole vault. This is serious matter we are talking about. Now, this guy, he clocks the 9.97. I'll never forget in Accra. He clocked it in Texas. Yes. Is that not a shame? That is a shame. And we are...
that is another major subject.
I really want to know where we are going to host those games. And by the way, no kind that stadium is ready. That's right. Where? Are they going to training? Where? Cape Coast, Kumasi?
Well, so Cape Coast to camp you in Cape Coast.
I live in Cape Coast for how many months?
Well,
years?
Yeah, no problem.
And who's going to cater for my food, my meals, my...
Emiwa. We'll come to Coach in a bit. He and speak to Dr. Bitugu. Doc, thank you very much for your time once again.
Endoplasmic
Hello, difficulty there. Would try to re-establish contact with him and get back on get him back on the line so we could.
Let me say, congratulations to Azamati, fantastic young athletic family. But is there any relationship between football and athletics? Absence of speed. Do we need speed?
And I'm told that he used to play football.
He used speed required in athletics, because athletics is just pure speed. Because exactly what this young man has done. But if you relate that to football, it's about with individual qualities. I will take an example on the wings, for which reason it has altered our style of play.
Ebo Electric.
Fantastic. This deployed to the wings. Yeah. Let's go international. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about Salah. Why does the speed development? So we need the athletic ovals to train. Specific, you need the tartan tracks to develop the speed, to work on the. Is it good for us? We are focusing on football, football effect on the game of football, because it's all develops the whole physical happy about you bringing up and re-echoing the fact that we need to have these facilities developed. Need to have the facilities to be able to, compete at the highest level. You made it very clear here. As a
It on any track here in Ghana.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Simply
never,
because we
never.
don't have the right facilities, the right equipment. That maybe, based on what this young man has done, it could, influence our way of thinking. And
We are ready to read all of them out. So for once in a very, very long time, there's a lot of positive vibe. Remember that we have Samuel Techi and also Shakur Samer. So maybe this will be the time where we could just have a good medal haul at the Olympic Games. But hey, that is also a tall order, which we also need to take a look at. Let us know what your thoughts are. This is significant because it has made history, and I guess that it will take some. He was talking about the feeling. He was talking about getting in touch with the games.
Yeah, he is. And I think that for someone like Azamati, he doesn't need any more. He's intrinsically, since then we've been very close. We've been talking about what he really wants to do. And Nat, it will surprise you to know that even when he was recording, after their race, the 4x100 meters race in Qatar,
key things over here as well was how much ease and
Yes.
how much composure
He went with
he
that.
had. He
0.99.
It's just like
and they said 9.97 legal.
it's just like hearing Michael Essien say, I had to do
World record setting.
yeah.
Also felt similar. Actually,
Yes.
he was surprised
Surprise.
when he saw what, because I remember clearly when Usain Bolt broke his first world record. He didn't feel
Let's get on the phone line now. Finally, we got Dr. Bella Bello Bitugu. Doc, it's great to have you on the phone on a fine sunny Saturday like this.
Hi.
All right, so it just looks like the
We'll have to try and get Dr. Bello again. Let's
Yeah,
just try
yeah.
and get that.
Yeah,
It's important. Now, it's
yeah.
important because I know that our pundits were making a very good point. Now the universities are putting in a shift to try and get us what we are having at the moment. If the University of Ghana didn't have a fantastic program to ensure that students learn, it will be very difficult for us to have this. I know when Dr. Bello Bitugu gets on the line, he'll be talking about sports for academic credit, what they started in the University of Ghana. They've got up there. After the sports masters in Presec had done their good job to keep him in the track. They brought him to the University of Ghana and they kept fended it. Did that again in 200. In 200, there was a little battle between him and Gadai, but in the last one, he did very well to go through it. And then he got a scholarship to be at the Olympics.
Okay, so back in in the year 2011, was it?
Yes.
Manny Pacquiao defeated Joshua Clottey in Texas. Big disappointment. All right, Doc, it's good to have you finally. We've struggled a bit, but it's great to have you here.
Meanwhile, by the
Coach.
way, Nat, I've been waiting for you the whole of yesterday.
I know. We'll sort that one out. I too excited and on cloud 997 right now.
Oh, no, honestly speaking, I have to be very honest with you that, the day started a bit dull and, the clouds. So excited, so happy, so grateful, so elated. So I feel so justified and fulfilled with my team at the University of Ghana. Policies that we've been putting through. I mean, this is a guy who was nothing and nobody 3.5 years ago. Nobody came shoes on his skin. But we said, no, we are going to keep our eye on him. And within a year, he was flying like 8 weeks ago. And he came to use our facility to train again. They were asking official permission. I said, look, we are still working together. So it's really fantastic. And
Just to wrap up this conversation, you are there. You see what the challenges can do for us, especially those at the level of,
A very, very, very good and wonderful question. We may not be able to deal with that in 1 minute or maybe 80 seconds, but I would try my best. And Kojo mentioned, it's true, as sad as it is very true. Now, it is not even the implementers, it is also which is the answer now. The answer lies in schools and colleges, sports, to encourage them these at the universities. And there, we don't even have the full complements because there are so many barriers. So that is an extremely important thing, clear evidence. Second, the question of infrastructure. Kojo was mentioning there is no tartan track. Yes, I mean, there is not use Elwak because it is almost nothing there. The Ghana Athletic Association is also training there. The GFA is training its referees there. So we are the only one in Accra last tenure to help us, and we are being helped. And the next tranche of the work is actually to get a Mondo track on the. And the earlier we rise up as a ministry, as a sports authority, as Ghana Education Service, as the universities, the better. That is why the University of Ghana is on the admission of athlete students, then the University of Ghana Sport Fund to support these athletes, and we support and paid everything for Azamati to school till he left. So briefly, that is what needs doing. The only tartan track we have in Accra now is the University of Better, and the little that University of Ghana has done and is doing, that is what has taken Ghana to where it is today.
In due course. Obviously, a lot to talk about, especially as we have Tokyo and the Open, and keep working, keep hitting it. Kojo just has a quick comment to make before you leave us.
Okay, I need to. Sports and colleges, athletics or something is dead. Let me tell you why. The reasons why it is dead is because we don't have a 7-year secondary school calendar anymore. Then you begin to know that, there's something called interco. Then you go by Form 3, you are doing junior races. The talent is being discovered. By Form 4, we know who is going to be the school regional first school discovered. From 5 lower upper. Today, when you get into secondary school now to discover your athletic talent, your football talent, your volleyball talent, when we were in school, look, the time frame required to combine your sports skills with your academic 2.5 years is not possible. Schools and colleges sports will never rise up again if we keep this. You have 5 years or 7 years to discover yourself. First of all, you have to discover yourself even as a human being. You have to discover, how do you discover yourself? You think Azamati would have discovered himself this way if he wasn't in tech? I mean, with all due respect, Doc, he's a second cycle kind of program. If we want to develop academicals when you have only 18 months in school, it won't happen.
I think it was the same.
I'm too passionate, but
yeah, I get you.
Maybe add mine. Nat, that really shows that we need to have a longer and deeper discussion. But what Kojo is saying, it is basically very true. But I think he's looking at it from another and different perspective. We all know the problems of it's not the change in the model or the rhythm, but the problem is the designers, the policy makers, the strategies, the tutors, the decision makers' inability and failure to realize that the rhythm has changed, and we also my institution as one. But that is why we are saying that we need to do a little bit more than what we have been doing. Today, if you are a smart one at 16, 17, you get to the university. By 19, you are about going out. But we have not designed, because as they say in some local proverb, the tune has changed, but we are still dancing to the old tune. And that is it is very clear. We don't have it, and we don't make so much effort to get to that. We couldn't have made it over here, but it is very clear that it is not only in the infrastructure. So many things come together. Even, yes, I mean, looking at it, bear with this tartan track. We know it's old and has expired. Maybe will not have helped him, but there are other issues that come to a person to be able to make the good stand. But as I said, now give this a very serious thought and let us have a long and deeper plan and evolve the strategy, and also to also empower and let the people who are in charge take responsibility for policies of admission and so on.
I like that, dog. I like that.
I would have been surprised if he didn't add that, dog.
And what Coach was saying, exactly what Okwade told me. That quote the university. So they even had exams to write in the university.
I'm guessing that over the years we've just struggled to get the structure right. I do remember that went along with education, because in the US, for instance, you will not get drafted in it, and we need to get it into that fray and just move from there.
Okay. So now that's it. I'll leave you guys, but hopefully we're back. Joe Paul and Azamati has joined, and then we've got your three boxers, the latest Shakur.
Matabisa,
yes.
What is happening to her now?
Matabisa is still on, but she's got a problem with.
Another whole emotion out of me. I beg you.
But let me see. Honorable Damba, I've spoken to Matabisa.
Yeah,
wasn't long ago.
Yeah,
there has to be a
Damba's
bit
question
of
is not how she's doing academically.
what she's doing for Ghana.
Damba's question is what is her situation vis-a-vis Ghana.
Into this one. If we dive into this one, we won't discuss the black side.
Mata's Olympic gold medalist for Ghana,
Junior
because
Olympics.
she won at the maiden, Junior Olympics.
And what is sad?
Youth Olympics.
When you can beat them hands down.
Yeah, because she beat them, but
She didn't apologize or something.
Yes, she didn't apologize.
So that's the issue.
That's one issue.
Really?
We will but
Coach Lambert,
a whole
let me keep
subject.
quiet.
Yes, it's a whole subject
Yeah,
for
let me
another
keep
gathering.
quiet. Let me keep quiet.
A whole subject on another gathering.
I don't know.
Data here at Joy Sports, the finest you can get in this side of town as well. He was leading commentary as usual in the game against Ghana and South. Let's also a correspondent for SuperSport in Zambia, and he has been monitoring what's been happening from afar. Remember that Ansley is a big force to reckon with. But the question to Makondo Mukondo is, does the name Black Stars of Ghana strike or...
Thank you very much, Nathaniel. How are you doing?
Great to hear from you.
Yes, pleasure indeed. Hi, George. I'm also a George, so...
Oh, wow. Great.
Is it a name that strikes, that fear, or, pushes people to say, hey, the Black Stars are coming, the Black Stars are playing?
Unfortunately, not so much anymore. And I think...
Thank you.
Continent. I could literally, like you were saying, in 2012 when we met you guys, when prior to playing that game, I could literally name the starting 11 and possibly the first three subs of the Ghanaian team. As it is right now, we're not really sure how they would perform and whether they would actually make it to the national team with regards to Ghanaian football. And I think that's almost the same dynamic that we are going through in Zambia right now.
Interesting stuff. Could it be? Is it the chain of performances over the years? The fact that the Black Stars have still not been able to win the Africa Cup of Nations? What is it from where you sit?
Was one of the teams in West Africa, it maybe alongside Nigeria, that was seriously churning out a lot of youth talent. You could trace where senior national team side, and he's doing this, and so when you talk about the Thomas Partey's, you're like, okay, they are ace, but who's really coming up besides them? For me, in general, I've been trying to keep an eye on in conversation with them, and you're asking them what's the new talent that we should be looking out for. They're really kind of clueless. So I think the youth conveyor belt for you guys, as well as
some teams have qualified. The likes of Tunisia. Guinea. Are you expecting to see on the general scale?
I'm looking at a lot of surprises. I mean, look at what Madagascar did at their first qualification in the last edition of 2019. It has made a lot of traditional big names step up their game, because look at Zambia. This is going to be the third consecutive AFCON that we're not going to be going to. Really taking up this opportunity of the 24-team participation at the AFCON. And all in all, I'm really looking forward to an interesting Africa Cup of Nations. There'll be a lot of surprises.
Take leave of you. But I know it's early days yet, but from the qualified teams, who do you see?
I think the North Africans are going to tussle this out. It's going to take a lot to take Algeria off the throne. Egypt also seems to have quite a good claim to it. So I think the North Africans will have a lot to say about who walks away with the trophy.
Makondo perspective, from outside of health, between the youth system and the Black Stars. We don't have proper succession plans and all of that. Or maybe even 2 AFCONs ago.
Yeah,
Coach, yeah.
Okay.
Let's begin with you, Coach.
Yeah, I think he has been very okay. Let us cast our minds back some few years ago. Made us on F talents and how they were able to nurture the talents. How many of Liberty players did we have integrated into the team for the senior team, the Black Stars? They played football abroad to the highest level we have currently. And how they ply their trades with their various clubs. So global that you can monitor every single player no matter where that player is playing. And it will obviously monitor their opponents, even their opponents, to find out their performance. So it is a true fact that it has to do with the performance chain. Are we developing the talent enough so far as transition is concerned? Become so competitive and so scientific to the extent that you need to remain competitive. We are trying, but can we try harder? Yes. We keep on talking about we want to win the Cup of Nations. We want to be our competitors are doing. Can we do what our competitors are doing? Yes, I think so. But it's a big issue. It's a big issue. If we want to remain relevant and remain competitive, we have to get our priorities. The commitment to do it. The commitment to do it. Leadership is very important. It's a serious issue. But I am optimistic of talking about when was the last time we won the Cup of Nations? Long time ago. And he's comparatively Ghana and Zambia. Similarly, the talent, and of course at that time, comparatively with Ghana, just fizzled out. We didn't have that plan, that transition performance, seriously. And that's what we need to look out for, and we need to work at.
Because Zambia didn't qualify, and Comoros and Gambia, you know what he avoided, and I know won't qualify, and Zimbabwe qualifies. Trust me, I know that cluster, Botswana, South Africa. So he's right. Agree. The fear we put into people has diminished. That's a fact. That people will realize Ghana went to South Africa, to the FNB, to Jordan Ayew, Thomas Partey, Christian Atsu. None of them were there, right? Richard, they couldn't, beat us. Had it not been for a fluffing, still pose some fear. But I totally agree with him that AFCON 2022, the whole debate about Cameroon and the rain.
Yeah.
Anyway, be it as it may. AFCON 2022, I can change my mind. But today, I think it will go to North Africa. This is one of Senegal's best times to lift the trophy. That's what I think. Look, CK and the boys, I think they shamed a lot of people who thought, the likes of Ganyu and co made us really proud. It's a pity we were not as clinical up front. We need to score 12, 13, 15 goals. So be it. We should. I don't think after 2-3 goals, statement on Sunday that we are actually one of Africa's best. And I want CK to be emphatic.
I am against that idea that we have even the local team to play against them. I disagree seriously here. We could not have the services of the captain very well. We went there. An objective was to get 1 point. We did get 1 point. But I'll tell you honestly, they did the needful. First half in the game, definitely, obviously.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. And I'm telling you, Kojo, honestly speaking, if we had taken the game to South Africa right from the blast of the whistle, first half performance and the second half performance, very wide. But I am so happy, especially with the local players that you spoke about on the right side.
On the right side,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Ganyu was super. In his judgment, he was.
He hasn't gotten there.
Sorry. I want to push him.
And I'm talking.
It's his boy. It's his boy.
Yes, Rama is meeting at Kwame Poku.
Oh, that's a pity.
And I think it's very unfair.
Yes, I agree
Kwame
with you.
Pope level. And most, you and I know that at club level, he is played as in game training situations.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Decided to play him on the left side.
It was wrong.
Fine. The coach knows why that he was substituted because he was not performing well. Coach Sike had to change into the field and consolidate the midfield as to keeping the ball more in the Ghanaian team. Poku, I think, still deserves a place. It doesn't
Coach,
matter.
you've read my mind, though.
Jordan is far, far, far ahead of.
Yeah.
But Jordan is still one of the players that.
No.
But little time, playing time, experience time will build his confidence. He will definitely one day be our top
spearhead.
Thank you. So for me, Kwame,
Totally.
but then the Black Stars did extremely well. Extremely well. Especially
here in the studio. And the last one you heard was from Coach Abubakar Damba. He mirrors the thoughts of most of you, especially in the offices and not well enough. That's the reason why you need to get on our channels and speak to us. It's 055-11-11997. Azamati has automatically qualified for sponsorship from Joy 997 FM. Ted at you. So we have to do something about it. So 99.7. Yes, good afternoon, Nat, and thank you for your program. Congratulations to Azamati. I think I agree with your guests talking about training facilities for athletes. Interesting thoughts that you bring in there, and thank you very much for the message. Well, Nat, my own blood brother is a top basketball and lived to tell the story. But sadly, he's in Ghana fighting tooth and nail to discover basketball talents. And, we both have government and sports administrators. This is from Guy Fox in the UK. Guy Fox, thank you very much for the... Mr. Johan Amorin. Mr. Johan Amorin says, good afternoon. I support Kojo 100%. The educational reform analyst, Owusu Bempa, has sent this message. He says 39 years ago, 2 years later in 1984. Now, Ghana's population at the time was 11.68 million, which means not seen Ghana win an AFCON trophy. With the organizational trend and direction of our football, we may go 4 more. Over 11 tournaments, Ghana won 4 AFCON trophies and 2 silvers. For the next 39 years since 1980, keep your messages coming in as well. We'll be glad to have them. It's interesting. So close to Silis, the electricity in the atmosphere and all of that, and the national cohesion. But it is true, we're denied of that bliss as fans, as football fans.
No, I should. No. Yeah. At Little Legon in 1982, when Ghana was lifting its trophy with Owusu Mensah's trophy to lift. But I believe it will happen. I strongly believe it will happen. And as a Liverpool fan, in the space of that time, we were lifting one cup here, one cup there, with focus, with planning, with dedication. And I hate to bring this back, but where he almost did it. Which one did we play with Côte d'Ivoire? That final with Côte d'Ivoire, 15-1.
Yeah.
Where I was with, your I won't say good.
Yeah.
At the airport where we were traveling on our way to some place or the other, but a deliberate plan. There was a deliberate effort. There was focus. Go our way. So that is why I believe it can be done, and it will be done. But it doesn't mean, and I will eat humble pie and take my words if it happens. But we can be like ours that successively qualified for the World Cup back to back, and we need to sit back and plan towards it and execute it. Mind to something, you sit down and deliberately plan towards it. You emotion, feeling, and the cap, it won't happen. Algeria, after 1990, they were told that they would never host. And what happened? They lifted it.
But see, Kojo, these points that you're making, will I call it pessimism about this current squad?
Oh, yeah.
But that is a maybe.
Yeah. I said I will be the first to eat humble pie.
Fantastic. I'll tell you something. In
You guys should have won that trophy,
against
man.
Cote d'Ivoire in 2015. But we need to take inspiration from one fact. You see what happened this year with the U20. Fine. Then we went to Mauritania, and it was the same thing. But game, we kept accelerating. We kept playing. Same I am looking at this current Black Stars team. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
Yes. It's not as if we don't have all things being equal, we will have the first team in quotes with the right players put at the right positions, and we are wishing that these players will be performing week in fit. That is all that we need, because we know for AFCON preparations we don't have the. I believe very strongly that these players, they are hungrier than any other generation. They are very hungry. I know. Very, very well. I don't know why, but somehow I have that instinct. I have that feeling.
So good on the day. I want to tell the panelists that Kwame Poku and Jordan Ayew do not come near Caleb Kuman in terms of striking.
But then, for which reason, we think that we need to hear all these suggestions. He has a point for players, how they will be deployed on the pitch, and how they will be used on the pitch, depending on it. Jordan will always make an impact. These are three different players. Jordan, Ekuban, Poku. This guy is more or less like a bulldozer type. You can see the replica of this Opoku, our top striker in Senegal 92. So, let us give him a chance. Let us allow him to develop from him. But then, when they are featured, they can always make their presence felt. That is for which reason most of us can never ever forget an Asamoah Gyan. We can never Asamoah Gyan based on the situation, based on the circumstances. This current dispensation, if we have a fit Asamoah Gyan, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he can always make a difference.
Do we feel we've given Asamoah Gyan the credit he is due?
No,
as a people.
I'm biased. Let me say it. 3 World Cups, no goal scored. 3 World Cups, no goal scored. Rooney, Gyan, Gyan. Meanwhile, England are making a fetish about the pinnacle of world football. Where is it?
The World Cup.
Papa Gyan delivered against the USA. Probably one of the greatest goals of all time from a Ghanaian that's in this country. I've not even met him physically before. Please. Papa Gyan, South Africa.
Together.
I watched him. No, I don't need to.
We need to put that together.
I'm just being objective.
No, but you need to put that together. So you tell him.
Oh, he's heard about my opinion about Papa Gyan.
And the interesting thing is that just this week,
he titles it Asamoah Gyan Malaitis. Just go and Google the meaning of that. But Siri has really put the team on his shoulders. And at the World Cup, this is the World Cup. Penalty by hitting the bar. And hell is breaking loose. But still picks up. Let's give him his due. I don't want to go into comparisons. But this is... Before. Hell no. Look, and people shouldn't get me wrong. I watch Razak. I watch play better than him, right?
Polo and Maradona.
Yeah.
Abedi says it's only Polo and Maradona.
Says it's only latest Ghanaian. It's because he played at the pinnacle of world football. It's Damba.
Even me sitting here, I will disagree
with
you.
People, I know, but we've had this debate. But you and me, we've had this debate.
Yes,
true or false? Yeah, we've had that debate.
That's right.
But me, he went to the World Cup.
So this one goes out to Asamoah Gyan, the baby jet, general captain of the Black Stars, Africa's top scorer. This message, and it's coming from Samuel in Germany. Now, Joy Sports and Nathaniel Atto, it's true. Abubakar Damba was such a great shot stopper. Now, sad he couldn't have the chance to play in Europe. He's hailed and adored their ex-players who played with the German national team. We don't appreciate in Ghana. All of this is from Samuel.
Normally, in football or as technical men, we don't do it. To do something very important. Ghana has qualified for the AFCON. That is true.
Should bring him
very, very fit.
Yeah.
They can eulogize Asamoah Gyan using this particular Cup of Nations, and they'll give him a proper send-off. And Asamoah Gyan will be a Roger Miller.
Charlie.
Ghana will never be forgotten. And based on that, I think it will wipe the tears of
This again. Say it again. Say it again.
Honestly.
What I'm saying is that Asamoah Gyan, and this is to qualify for the finals of the AFCON in Cameroon. Asamoah Gyan, they should focus on Asamoah Gyan, get the players that will go for the AFCON in Cameroon. Let Asamoah Gyan, let's eulogize, and this will go into the history books and the annals of the of football, that we have really, and this is one of the sons, I think, all of us inclusive, retired and up and coming, will really appreciate a technical person also as a Ghanaian.
And as an ex-footballer.
And as an ex-footballer.
And I think he's played in more finals than probably
So far.
Yes. Thank you
Himself
very
and
much.
Sulu Muntari
Sule Muntari,
are
yeah.
the only two players who have played in all three FIFA
and he
World
scores.
Cups for Ghana.
The important is him. Asamoah Gyan is scoring and we are vilifying him.
Yeah.
What kind of people are we?
I felt a piece on Asamoah Gyan and the goals that he had scored it was done such that he had to try to relive the moments and how he scored some of the goals. Very, very amazing stuff. But me devoted a lot of time to celebrating, celebrating Azamati, bringing everybody joy. I mean, we're not, and this is to everybody who keeps faith with us on this platform all the time, to go at people and just vilify just for anything. When it's wrong, it's wrong. But when it's right as well, let's highlight it. In Angola, and then the World Cup with how many goals in total? And we, Ghana and the FA, did not protest when CAF, the historian and analyst Owusu Bempa, who has thoughts to share with us on this subject. Thank you very much.
In his head, though.
I know how safe we feel we are, going, how much confidence we have as fans, in the ability to deliver, and whether this...
In the studio, Damba, former international, and Kwadwo. I think, to a very large extent, 1980, especially from 92 up to this time, our successive FA leadership have also not been patient with their planning. If you look at the appointments of various coaches that have come to the Black Stars since, they come in, especially the foreign coaches, transfer their pressure onto the players, meaning that players are not supposed to make mistakes and give the players that as Samoa one became at his peak. And then the kind of player Jordan has also become right now. When Jordan was given the chance, I think 2011 or so by Kwesi Appiah, mistakes and grow out of mistakes. Now Jordan can be relied upon to lead a team to a Nations Cup and hope that hopefully he'll be able to help unnecessary criticism that he was not scoring and misfiring. Over the period, that's what we've done. I think that in the midst of when they were preparing for the African Cup of Nations in Ghana, because we had missed the first generation of Black Stars players at the Korea 74 and 76. So in 78, just as Kwadwo said, there was a deliberate effort to win the AFCON by General Champon. It wasn't just Mohamed Polo. But gradually we were able to stick to. In our opening game against Zambia, I remember very well. I think Opoke Free played. He didn't play so well at all. Yes, Opoke Free, we had used, we had used Jazino. George Alhassan. They were able to stick to their guns, and that's how we won the trophy. But these days, we play one game, things don't go well immediately, the player is sidelined. I recall some few incidences. If you remember this gentleman, Ahmed Issa, two that come to my mind right now. If we have been patient with some of them, I'm sure by now we have gotten results. Today, we see one player blossom somewhere, then we pull the old one away and then bring the new. I think that the FA must be patient. They need to be able to stick to plan and then keep moving forward. And I'm sure just a week earlier, they arrived home, I think, on the 21st, which was a Sunday, and the hoisting, 21st of March, they were hoisting flag, the national trophy and flag. So we're not born at the time the last trophy was won. I was lucky just to be a class 6 boy at the time, but not everybody is that lucky. And so we need to stick out to do things all over again. It's the continuous pulling down and reconstruction, which has also cost us to a very large extent the trophy over the last 4 years, or last 4 decades.
We're doing more, especially as we build up to the next Africa Cup of Nations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Owusu Bempah there and deal with the ruggedness of some African countries, while others will be doing this. There will be some cohesion and there should be familiarity. And we should. Your good friend Ike Bazooka Quarte up for the De La Hoya Challenge. This is from Mark in Airport. Well, Ike Bazooka Quarte, conversations with him. He has declined to be on platforms for his own personal reasons, but you know, I've spoken to him. Or get a few callers in now. 0302 216 541, 0302 216 541. Let's do some quick messages before we get on the phone lines. And Nathan, I utterly agree with Kojo and Coach Damba. This is from Fidelis Atuche in Accra. Right. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Nat.
Great to have you on the show. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Abu Muhammad is my name. Samoa is better than Rooney, in my opinion. And many disagree with me. And you made the same argument I am making, considering the fact that Samoa is ahead. I'm very, very much grateful you brought this issue. But we are not worried about the penalty that he threw away. No, that is our problem. He should have shown Apia the respect and leave that ball. That is our problem, not because of he spoiled the penalty. Everybody does that. So Gap, he should have gone to the guy's speed and forced the guy to take the ball to throw. That's what I saw. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Back on the phone line now. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Please go ahead.
Yes. The first, he can't give you the number of goals that can win you a tournament. It is simple. He is skillful, but he can't give you the number of goals that can win you a cup. Truth must be told.
Thank you very much. Let's take this as well. Okay, so just a minute to 2 p.m. Unfortunately, final thoughts before we wrap. I mean, possibly 15 seconds each.
Final thought. Happen is going to give him a run for his money. So that's on the F1 side. On athletics, I pray tell an artificial field in every community. Maybe we should have one tartan track in every community. With field against Sao Tome. All the best to Ghana sports, and let's keep hope alive. And
the
stay
very
safe. Keep your.
I want them to give Ghanaians a high note to Ghanaians want to see. Black Stars, good luck for tomorrow. We want to see impressive in the AFCON proper.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Akufo-Addo, who will be celebrating his birthday in a few days' time. So happy birthday in advance, Your Excellency. His Joy Headline News at 2 in a bit, but thank you so much for doing the listening. Remember that we'll be here to bring you the Joy Sports Arena live commentary and all of the other. Thanks to the whole Joy Sports team for the massive support. Thanks to you, Kojo Adai-Mensah, and to you, Coach Abukari Damba. Okay, so it's time to get out of here. Hannah Odame is waiting to bring you the headline news.
Have condemned LGBTQ plus activities in Ghana, describing their acts as an abomination and